Hi, welcome to my on-demand for Monday, November 9th, Fine Art Section 1, Paul Cézanne, The Apples. Our objectives: you'll become familiar with Paul Cézanne, a post-impressionist painter, Cézanne's still lifes, and turn two-dimensional squares and triangles into cubes and cones. Where was Cézanne born? Paul Cézanne. So you can Google that. Cézanne was a French artist and a post-impressionist painter whose work laid the foundations of the transition from the 19th century conception of artistic endeavor to a new and radically different world of art in the 20th century. Cézanne's often repetitive, exploratory brushstrokes are highly characteristic and clearly recognizable. He uses planes of color and small brushstrokes that build up to form complex fields. The paintings convey Cézanne's intense study of his subjects. Cézanne is said to have formed the bridge between late 19th century Impressionism and the early 20th century's new line of artistic inquiry, Cubism. Both Matisse and Picasso are said to have remarked that Cézanne is the father of us all. Well, Matisse and Picasso were Cubists, and that's what they're referring to, his style. Cézanne was born in the south of France and studied in Paris. France is on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. Cézanne liked to paint still lifes. Here are two examples, and if you remember, a still life is an inanimate object made or painted on like a vase, a bowl of fruit, whereas a landscape is land, sea, sky, water, any combination of those, and a portrait is some painting of a person or somebody famous. Cézanne liked to paint apples. A still life is a painting of fruit, flowers, food, or objects that are non-living. Cézanne painted close to 200 of these. Cézanne painted more than 20 self-portraits. He said he wanted the models to stay as still as an apple. Maybe this is why most people weren't willing to sit for him in a painting. Here are some portraits of Paul and Madame Cézanne. So there's a self-portrait of himself. Cézanne concentrated on an object's basic shape and its color. He liked to paint apples a lot because they didn't move and he could observe them for as long as he liked. Cézanne painted dozens and dozens of apples. He studied apples and once said, "I want to astonish Paris with an apple." Look at the apples in this picture. They look real because they have depth. They are three-dimensional, or 3D, and you don't need glasses to see it, do you? Perspective is a technique that makes us believe an object on a flat surface has depth. Depth. A cube can have depth. A square does not have depth. It looks flat. A cube has depth. It doesn't look flat. Circle and sphere. One is flat and one has dimension or depth. A sphere is like a three-dimensional circle. A triangle is another flat shape. What is the three-dimensional shape of a triangle? It's a cone. Apples and oranges are spheres. They have depth. They are not flat. This is a painting by Paul Cézanne. It is of apples and oranges. What shapes are the apples and oranges? Paul Cézanne also knew that there were different colors in apples and oranges too. Look at all the different colors in these apples. What colors do you see? Doesn't it look like you could take one of these apples and eat them? So you could try to draw a cube. By step 1, you draw a square. Step 2, you draw the table legs. And then step 3, connect the corners of the back. So you just connect the back corners. Making squares look like a cube. Now the squares look like they have depth. Oh, I don't have click an icon to add a picture. I'll just let's get rid of that. Look what happens when we do this with different colors. And now look at what we put inside. Now let's try to draw a cylinder. Step 1, draw a pancake. Step 2, add the table legs. Step 3, connect the bottom corners with a smiley. Closure. A triangle is another flat shape. What is the three-dimensional shape of a triangle? Do you remember? You might have heard my dog barking at the time. It's a cone. Watch the short movie clip on Paul Cézanne. And I will see you. Wednesday is an in-service Veterans Day, no school, so I will see you on Friday. Okay, so make sure you watch it before Friday. Take care, everybody. Bye.